Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Chandrika and this is Rika Life. I want to welcome all my new subscribers. I've gotten so many more people join my channel since I released my tutorial for my Dreamy beanie hat. So welcome, and I'm going to be talking about lots of crochet, showing projects, showing whips. I have almost 95 previous videos that you can go back and watch as well, where I share lots of items I've made, things I've donated, mandalas, and so forth. So in today's video, I actually wanted to take a moment and just share the things I've been making. So the things that are my original designs. In the description box below, you'll find links to my 2 tutorials that I have on YouTube. I have full video tutorials for the 2 patterns I'm about to show you. And there's also a written pattern available on Ravelry. So I want to share with you the hats that I made. This is my Dreamy beanie hat. I made it in 2 colors for the tutorial. This is the one from the video. And this is a test sample one that I made. So this is what they look like on me. So it's not fully covering my ears, but I don't mind. So that's the pink one. And this is the green one, or the aqua one. So this is what it looks like on. This is called the Dreamy beanie hat, and this is my own pattern. You will see the links to it below, as I mentioned. There's a full video tutorial that will take you through a step-by-step how to make this. Just so you know, this hat is worked top down. It has half double crochets in the back, third loop. We have regular double crochets, and then we have a crossed double crochet stitch and single crochets. That's what makes up this hat, and I didn't actually plan this, but as I used this yarn, it changed color here. So it really made this part pop, and it changed color down here as well, which was just my luck. So I got lucky with that one. In this one, the aqua ombre stayed relatively the same throughout. So I have all the details on the yarns that I've used and the construction of this in my tutorial. These 2 hats are made with Big Twist Value Ombre, or Big Twist Ombre. And that is a brand that is available at Joann's. But it is a worsted weight yarn. It can be made with any worsted weight yarn. You could use a lightweight, DK weight, or you could use a bulky or chunky yarn and make it nice and cozy and warm. So that's the first make that I wanted to share with you. This tutorial has gotten a lot of great feedback. This was my very first tutorial, if you can believe it. I've been on YouTube since April of 2023, and only now in January of 2024 was I able to publish my first tutorial. My kids are both in school now, so I finally have some time and I can make tutorials for all of you. So check this out, the Dreamy beanie hat, links down below. And I'm going to share with you my other project that I made. So I have been making lots of these hats, but this was the first one I made that I designed and I published a tutorial for. If you watch my channel and watch my previous videos, you'll know that one of my absolute favorite things to make are mandalas. I love mandalas. There's one behind me. I'm blocking it. So I love making mandalas, and the idea for this mandala came from another design that I made, one of my very first designs, and it gave me inspiration for this. So I had a t-shirt that I made a t-shirt extension for, so I just made a panel at the very bottom, and for that I used Hirschner's Willow Yarns Rise yarn. And if I can find a picture of that, I'll pop that up here. I know I have a picture of it somewhere. That yarn and that pattern, that was honestly just me freestyling it and me just creating it as I went. And only afterwards did I even write it down. So that t-shirt extension that I made with crocheting served as the inspiration for my mandala. You may or may not have already seen this on my channel, but this tutorial is also available. This is called the Dreamy Mandala, okay? This is my Dreamy Mandala. I haven't blocked it yet, and that's why these ends, these points are not sticking out. But once I do block it, it will lay flat, lay nicely. So this is made with Caron Simply Soft, which is a worsted weight yarn. It's by Yarnspirations, and it's available in Canada and US. I'm not sure if it's available in other places around the world. This is my Dreamy Mandala, and it's a beautiful, beautiful mandala. This is the actual one that I made in the tutorial. That's this one. I also showed this one in the tutorial. And I also showed this one in the tutorial. So in this, I actually changed colors in certain rounds just to make the pattern pop more. But that's, of course, completely up to you. You can choose whether or not you want to change colors in certain rounds. And in the tutorial, I have actually taken the time to tell you when is a good time to change color. The written pattern is written for one color. So the written pattern, if you follow it, you will find something like this. This is what it will be. So the written pattern has explains some special stitches. The written pattern has some notes in it, some hints and tips and tricks. So definitely check out the written pattern as well. And that is available on Ravelry. Links are down below. And the links for both of these mandala, the mandala pattern and the beanie hat pattern, will always be available in my description box below this video. So definitely check that out. So that was the first thing that I wanted to share with you today, was the creations that I'm making. And just to give you a heads up, I've gotten interest from some crocheters on corner to corner. So I am in the process of creating a tutorial for corner to corner. I want this tutorial to be very kind of wholesome, I want to say, because one thing is to understand the stitches of a corner to corner, and one thing is to understand the construction of it. So where you're going, what shape you're making. So I'm going to go through all of that in my tutorial, so look out for that. In terms of construction, what I mean is that I am going to show you how to make a corner to corner in a square blanket. I'm going to show you how to make it into a shawl. I'm going to show you how to make it into a scarf, or if you just want it to be a square. So I'm going to show you those different variations, because I think corner to corner is such a wonderful way to create so many different things. And I just want you to really understand it. So that video will be geared towards, beginners, intermediate, and advanced, because you can pick up something new every day. So it doesn't matter what level of skill you have with crocheting. I learn new things every day as well. So I thought that would be a very useful tutorial to have. So watch out for that. That will likely be my third tutorial. And then I have an idea for my next one after that. So I am thinking of, I'm going to try and pop up a picture here. I created this blanket. This was just a square that I made. So I went online and I made a square with the alpine stitch. This is what it looked like from the center. It had the alpine stitch in the center. And then when I was done, I kind of put it away. Later on, I went back and I picked up this square and I thought, why don't I extend it? Why don't I make it bigger and just keep working around the square and grow the piece? And that's exactly what I did. So I used pretty much one color for it, and then in the border I used a darker blue. This piece has already I don't have it anymore because someone purchased it. But the idea around it was to build it and make it bigger. And so I've used a variety of stitches for that. So I would love to create my own square, my own kind of, I guess you could say, baby blanket. It wouldn't be too big, but that's a project that I want to take on, and it's so exciting and scary at the same time. But I'm going to try to work on that. So for February, definitely look out for my January tutorials. I have a playlist called crochet tutorials. So look out for the Dreamy beanie hat, look out for the Dreamy mandala, and then in February you'll see a corner to corner tutorial, and hopefully in March or April I'll have, a small blanket tutorial. That would be really fun. That might be an even longer video. Let's see. It might be shorter. I don't know. But all of these things I've made, like these mandalas that I've made, these are my favorite. I absolutely love these. And I have made other ones in my free time, not my own designs, but I continue to make other ones that I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, the Harmony Dahlia Mandala. I just made one of those, and by the time this video comes out, I will be done that one. I might share that in the community post, in the community tab. So I love making mandalas. I still have in this bin here, I still have clearance yarn from Hobby Lobby that's like a 1 or 2 weight, and I hold 2 strands together to make these mandalas. So I'm looking to use those up. I also have some Red Heart. It's a wrap rainbow in the color Foggy, I believe. I have 4 cakes of that, and that is a very, very thin yarn. I think that is classified as a 1 weight. So I was actually thinking to check these cakes and see if they're kind of wound similarly, which I think they are, and then to take all 4 of them, hold the string together, hold the yarn together, and make something. I think it could still look quite elegant and quite nice because that color is actually, it's like an antique color. So it's like a cream that goes into like a soft gray. It's a really beautiful color. I'll see if I can find a picture of the Foggy cake so I can show you what it looks like here on the video. But I have made something with this yarn before. I think I held 2 together and I did enjoy making it, but it's very, very fine because it's such a thin thread. I really like working with like worsted weight. This is like my jam, is working with worsted weight. I love the thickness of worsted weight. I like DK weights as well. And of course, last year I acquainted myself more with like bulky and chunky weight yarns, which I absolutely love now. But I would like to be able to use that yarn because I think it's been a couple years since I bought it. And if you have any ideas on what to make with 1 weight yarns, of course, I'm just thinking mandala. So I'm trying to figure out if you hold 4 1 weight yarns together, what does that become? I'm guessing that might become a DK or maybe a worsted weight, a light worsted weight. In which case, then I'll see what I can make with it. Probably not a blanket because I think it would still be too fine to make a blanket, but I definitely want to be able to use that yarn because I've had it kicking around, and I just, it's beautiful yarn. The color is just stunning. So I want to be able to use that. In this phase I'm in right now, I'm not taking on too many new projects. I'm really trying to finish things. But in my upcoming videos, I'll share with you some of my whips, and I'll share with you some of my finished objects. So look out for my next video. If you haven't already, hit the like button and definitely subscribe. I love hearing all your comments in the comment section. You're all so wonderful and supportive, and I love being a part of this community. Crochet is just such a bright spot in my life. And as I mentioned in one of my shorts, crochet is like therapy. It honestly is. Once you get into the rhythm of the stitches, all your worries, everything else just melts away. And you feel this sense of calm. You feel this sense of connection. You feel connected to what you're creating. And you get to create such beautiful things. Like, who would have thought that I could have created this beanie? Who would have thought that I could have created these mandalas? They're just stunning. And that it's so nice to be on YouTube, and I love YouTube for this, that there's so much creativity, there's so much art that is being shared and in the crochet world. And people are constantly creating, people are constantly making things and sharing, and so much enthusiasm. I just love it. So if you want to keep updated on my crochet journey, definitely subscribe and hit the bell icon to turn on all your notifications. I try to post at least 2 videos per week, and I'm pretty active in the community tab. I share posts on what I'm making and what's upcoming. I make donations to the hospital for babies in the NICU and babies in the hospital. I make baby hats and blankets. And for cancer patients, I make hats, I make scarves, shawls, and so forth. So that is something that happens probably every other month or so. Every 2 to 3 months, I make donations for those things. My husband does work at a hospital, so I'm able to donate it through him. So that's always something that I look forward to. So I'm always looking for great patterns for hats. I'm looking for nice patterns for baby blankets. And then a lot of my shawls that I buy like really pretty sparkly yarn, and I can use that for shawls. So there's always lots going on my channel, and I hope you stick around for this journey. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful crochetful day, and I'll see you again soon.